Debbie, it's so good to have you here on our show today. We are doing some interviews with some of the most fabulous people within the Joy Intelligence framework. And you and we've been together a long time, and I just really enjoy getting to know all of the things that you're up to. So, if you don't mind, just share with our audience a little bit about what you're working on right now and what matters to you.
What matters to me? I love that question. So, what I'm working on right now is building even a bigger community than I've had before. And Sherilyn, you know that one of the most important things to me is connection. It's connection to self, it's connection to each other, and it's connection to our mission and our purpose. That's really why I do what I do. And so the community that I'm building right now, which kind of floods into my other communities, is the Be Extraordinary Women's Network. And the reason that I'm building that is that all women, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, deserve to be recognized as extraordinary. There's so many people in my world that, would not consider themselves a leader, or maybe wouldn't have even considered themselves somebody that could run a business, yet they were the go-to person in the community. They were the pillar. They were the one that was always being asked to volunteer and create programs and all of these things. And it's been whispered to me for a long time. And I finally just said, I know that I speak to heart-centered entrepreneurs, but I need to speak to these women because I really do believe they're our next level of leadership. And they just maybe don't recognize it yet. So I'm pulling them in with hearing their stories of the extraordinary moves they're making across the globe. I can do it because she's you, she's me, she's all of the people that we know. It's more of that really recognizing who you are and the gifts you bring to the table and allowing your light to shine out that really shares that extraordinary. It isn't, your title. It definitely isn't even your bank account, but it is just you being you. And I get to witness that. It's so fun as I get to witness these women discover a story through another person's story. That's what the ripple effect really is somebody tells a story of what they've done, and then somebody else says, hey, I've done something like that too, or I was involved in that type of thing. And look at the ripple that happened because I stepped up and did that. So I think this is the most exciting part of the Be Extraordinary Women's Network, is that they're at every level. They might come in, peeking in and going, what is this about? I don't know if I fit here. I don't know if I belong. And their level of joy at that stage isn't really high. But they start being in the circle of other women that are extraordinary and recognize that and are truly letting their light shine and leading from joy. And when they do that, little by little, the light comes back. They start to recognize that they are extraordinary. They call themselves a leader, and they want to be part of the leadership, mentorship that we create together. So to sum that all up, I still believe that joy is the thing that fuels everyone. And it is in every single one, just like our light is in every single one of us. But we have to amplify it. We have to intentionally choose it so that it can shine through us and out of us. And that's really, I'm looking at the light behind you, Cheryl, and that's exactly what it reminds me of. And at sometimes our joy light is really bright, and other times it needs community to help light it up more. Well, first and foremost, the tool is very simple. And so I definitely believe it, and I use it all the time. Sometimes I have to actually use it to just ground myself because there is so much joy running through me. And that might not feel like it's like, what? No, it's like that energizes you and you have to come back down where you're actually getting the work done. It's still the same process. It still anchors you. It still helps you dream, and it helps you be present instead of scattered. I think one of the reasons that I believe that people maybe don't use it, definitely habit. When our emotions are being ran often by our subconscious or on autopilot versus choosing. And so sometimes the simplest tool is not the one that we actually go to reach for, because we overcomplicate, especially when we're in fear or overwhelm or distress. So I use it all the time. I use it for myself, but I also use it for my clients. And what we do often is, and you've watched me do this, Sherilyn, when I'm starting out a session, and I actually pull people through a chair of joy to help anchor them and get them present and in their hearts versus up in their logical brain trying to figure it out. What are we going to solve today? What is the thing we're working on? I just don't know. I can't figure it out. This simple and 4-step process takes you through all of that and more, and really opens you up for big shifts and transformations. Well, my chair is different every single time, and you know that. You remember that about me. I always just tap into what I need. You just took me to a place really simply of where my grandchildren are on my lap. And we're actually sitting outside on the grass. We have dogs and cats around us. There is lots of giggling. There is beautiful hugs and moments, but then there's peace. There's so much calm in all of that activity that it's like, this is it. This is why we do what we do for moments like this. So I visualize a world where we're taught this in schools, where right from kindergarten all the way up, we're taught this and we do it on a regular basis. So it becomes the go-to thing whenever we're having a moment, right? But what does it look like? It looks like truth. It looks like empowerment. It looks like choice. It looks like freedom. It looks like all of these things that we, me at my age, teaching all of my clients what this looks like. I really honestly believe our children are our future. My granddaughter knows more about emotional intelligence than most of my friends. And I didn't mean that to feel bad, but she's very aware of her emotions and that they aren't there to judge as good as bad. They are guiding us to make choices. And we get to make these choices. And the chair of joy is just such a beautiful practice that takes you right back into empowerment. To me, that's what we're all looking for, that connection to our truth. And in order to feel empowered, we need to be connected to that. My vision for the Be Extraordinary Women's Network is it's a community of beautifully empowered, extraordinary women of all ages, no matter where you live, no matter what your thoughts are. The main circle is that we're looking for connection. We're looking to be seen, to be heard, to be witnessed, to be accepted, and to be loved. And when we do that together, we just create this huge ripple of love, of joy, of empowerment across the world. And so that's really what I'm doing here, is gathering these women, the ones that do see themselves as a leader. There's a leadership path for them to step more into that as we learn that. There's also visibility as you start to tell your story and share it, whether it be in a book or speaking on a stage or being part of a community as a mentor. There's all sorts of ways in which to access more empowerment. But I'm going to circle back to something that I've told you from the very first time I met you, is that it starts with joy. We use joy as our North Star. We don't have to logically figure it all out. If we follow our joy and let the light guide the way, we're going to end up where we're meant to be.